welcome everybody to what's it, bro? Check this out. I was like looking. I want to make
Yeah,
sure
you
I.
forgot too. See, it's fine. It's a new thing. We forget the name.
So, bro, you should check this out. Last week. Oh yeah, I guess I'm Muse. This is Zarwin. He's actually in charge around here, not me. Welcome everybody. You're in charge. You've always been in charge. I was actually thinking I took Piglet to the vet. I'm like, we've known each other for 20 years. It's a long time.
Long time. Again, technically even longer than that, but we weren't friends when
Yes.
we first met. We just went to the same school in a different city for some reason
Yeah, and then
and
met
saw each other.
in the other. That was weird. I remember seeing him like, wait, he was there and now he's here
Mhm.
because that's what happens sometimes. English is hard. Yes. So welcome to the podcast. Last week we had Timberborn. I had Zarwin play the Timberborn. He enjoyed it. Gave it a 7 out of 10 because I like rating systems because people like rating systems. And this week we are talking about Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2. That's a mouthful of things. So I wanted to know why. I mean, obviously I know why, but tell the folks why you wanted me to play this game and what brought you to it and why you enjoy it and all that good stuff.
Oh man. So I wanted to do Space Marine 2. One because it's fun. It's a good fun game. It sort of hits this sweet point between a bunch of games that I really enjoy. It feels like Doom meets Gears of War meets Dynasty Warriors, right? You're killing a bunch of stuff, and then there's a big thing that comes on that's gonna wreck your shit. And so you deal with that, and then you go back to killing a bunch of stuff. It's like it's got a really satisfying gameplay loop, right? Um, and beyond that, I've recently fallen down, like many people post COVID, have fallen down the Warhammer 40K rabbit hole. Like that universe is cool.
No, I completely
Uh,
agree with that. And I didn't realize it. I mean, we've talked about this, but like, I've been playing Warhammer 40K in some way for eons at this point,
mhm.
starting off with Dawn of War, the Dark Crusade. I
Yeah,
mean, even as an adult, I didn't realize until like going back because I started painting miniatures before COVID. It was like right before COVID, just because I wanted to paint and do miniature paintings. Because I just stumbled upon Miniac and was like, I like him a lot. I want to do this as well, and that's half my what I do is I find someone on YouTube and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I want to do that now. My wife makes fun of me. I think she's paying attention. No, okay. But no, it was yeah, I've been playing that for years, and starting off with the game that you told me to play, I played 2 missions, maybe 3 in story mode, and then just went full multiplayer. Because you get to customize your dude, and that was like
yeah,
the part that I really liked was leveling up in multiplayer and getting to make my little space marine because I don't know, the art looks like it's painted, which makes me happy.
yeah. The art design is really good in making it look like the miniatures that they're always displaying. Right? They look like little living miniatures walking around doing shit.
Hmm.
It's very cool.
Yeah, they definitely just went full on. Like, here's some miniature. Let's just take the 3D models we already have and put them in the game, which is very. I mean, I like it a lot. Yeah, and even like with the spaceships and everything. I mean, I've never actually played the tabletop, but again, I've painted painted the miniatures, and like I really think they just took their 3D models that they had and just like here, put in game exactly as is.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't, probably not as simple as this, right? But I wouldn't be surprised if they have like their 3D models for their miniatures and they just gave those to Focus and like, here's what it is, just
Hmm.
model that in the game.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like because like when you're playing, the nothing is actually humanoid proportion to scale, if that makes sense. Like you can tell like this isn't real, but
Yeah.
it's true to life, if that makes sense, with the minis and all that good stuff. So that
Mhm.
was the fun part is going through all the multiplayer stuff and doing that just forever on a gameplay loop because like back in the day when we used to play Halo Firefight, I loved that.
Mhm.
Firefight's my jam.
So good.
I need to play more Firefight. I know you can with the can you still? I can't remember.
Yeah. So a little off topic, but I'm going to shout out Halo in general and Firefight specifically. Firefight and Halo Infinite is really, really good. For all the problems that Halo Infinite has, their like multiplayer stuff is super fun. It's free to play. Check it out. It's like their Firefight. I can't recommend enough.
Oh, I did not know they
Same
had that.
Yeah, same for the Master Chief collection. They have the classic Firefight stuff in there, and there's a bunch of variations that you can do, and you can really customize it now. It's really fun too.
I like that.
So if you're ever in the mood to like go back and experience that, Halo is still in a great spot, and with the Master Chief collection on PC, like so many custom mods and stuff, very cool if you're still into Halo.
Which leads me to my first note. I'm glad we actually got that segue in. Who do you think wins in the fight, a Spartan or a Space Marine?
Space Marine.
Okay, that was.
Uh,
We just agree on that.
Well, I'll expand on it, but like, yeah, Space Marine wins because one of the things that I like about Halo is that it is sort of grounded in reality, right? It is a science fiction universe, and we've got aliens and stuff, but like, they try to keep things relatively grounded, right?
Mhm.
The spaceships can do incredible things, but on the ground, a gun is still gonna kill an alien. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah.
You don't. The Spartan is able to do it a lot, but like your Marines are not useless. Whereas when you're playing, with the exception of that siege mode that we tried out, when you're playing in Space Marine, those Cadians ain't doing anything for you.
No.
It is you and your two Space Marines who have to save the day because they are going to die.
No, I'm glad we agree because like I was thinking about that and I was playing. I'm like, oh, dude, I'm just a big dude in armor and like, yeah, you do some nasty stuff. Like the finishers are
I
crazy.
Oh, wonderful. I will say, I think like narrative wise, I think a Spartan is way more interesting than a Space Marine.
Okay, I agree with that too.
Right? So I think the biggest weakness of Space Marine 2, and I think you unintentionally touched on it by the fact that you said you only played like 2 or 3 campaign missions, is that the the characters are pretty weak.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
I agree with that.
There's not a lot there. Whereas, and people can debate on this, and I'm a little biased because I've read a bunch of the Halo books, right? But like, I feel like the characterization of Master Chief is much clearer and much more interesting, and especially like post Halo 4,
Hmm.
like there's a lot of character to dig into, right? He's definitely a dude struggling with his place in his own universe in Halo 4.
Yes, yes, I agree.
So
I even like the show.
yeah,
How'd you feel about the show?
I didn't watch the second season, so I can't speak on that. The first season, I did not like. I think there were parts of it that were very good.
Hmm.
I think like that final episode with like the first person
Yeah.
perspective combat scene. I think a lot of the fight scenes were very cool. I thought the opening scene, despite what it leads to later, where it's the Covenant attacking this like outpost of rebels and then the Spartans show up, I think that was excellently done.
Hmm.
Right? I think that's a really good example of kind of how those early Halo books are, where it's like the Spartans weren't designed to deal with aliens. They're there to hunt down insurrectionists and traitors. Like that's what they were designed for. They just happen to be really good at fighting aliens when they show up, right? And so
Yeah.
I really liked the way they did that. And then they got into a bunch of weird changes that could have worked if the rest of the plot had been tighter, and they failed too many little things to make the big changes work. I think is the best criticism I can give of it.
That's fair. I will accept that because I watched as somebody who didn't watch or like read any Halo media
Mhm.
except for like the main games and everything. Like I knew some stuff on the outside from like you and other things, but no, I mean I enjoyed it, but I didn't know like the deep lore, and then I also just went in as all right, this is its own thing, just let it do its thing. Yes, there were some goofy things, but I
Yeah.
mean I like the dude that they casted as the Master Chief. And I like some of the things that they were doing, and I like what they were doing around him, trying to like build him into a human kind of person. But
Hmm.
no, I agree. Yeah, there's some off things, but to bring it back around, no, I think that again we're doing kind of trying to do a little apples to apples here. I think the story for Halo is stronger than Space Marine, but
Yeah.
with Space Marine, there's also so much excess lore everywhere else that
Hmm.
I mean, how many Warhammer games are there? I just saw Rogue Trader, like that's a game, and then you have all the tactical
Uh,
stuff.
so I actually I think there's like 30. 4 games, something like
Jeez.
that. I saw somebody hit like rated. I looked through like a ranking list. Somebody rated them from worst to best, right?
Hmm.
So I was just reading through that. I think it's like 34 or 36, something like that. And then, but like the big chunk of Warhammer is the books. There's
Right.
so many books. Um, if you want, like, if you're interested in the Warhammer 40k universe, I do recommend reading the books because there are really good characters in there, right? I don't see them in the games.
Right.
Um, I want a big shout out to the first book in the prequel series, The Horus Heresy, which is the first book is just called The Horus Heresy. In I don't know how regular War 40k fans feel about this, but I think that is an incredible intro to the universe. It's 10,000 years before 40k, so it's like the fall of all the Chaos Space Marines to chaos, right?
Okay. So Warhammer
But the
30K.
first book isn't. Yeah, exactly. And I think there is even a tabletop version called the Horus Heresy that's like all about that. So
Okay.
the Chaos Marines haven't like fully like shifted; they're just like bad Marines and stuff, which is cool. But that first book is really cool because it's not. There's no like fall of chaos in that, right? It's all these characters that are villains in this universe, and they're like really sympathetic, and you're like rooting for them because they haven't been corrupted, they haven't been tricked yet,
Okay.
and it's like I can't recommend that first book enough. It's so good. The second one is pretty good, and the third one is also great.
Okay. We'll
The
link
fourth
that
one,
down below. We'll link all
yeah.
that.
Well, the only reason I'm going into all of them is that the first like 5 or 6 are all like direct story links,
Okay.
right? Even though they had different authors, so it was like a communal writing process. I think the second one stumbles a little bit. The actual like fall to chaos, I think is a little weak.
Hmm.
Like it has to happen, right? But it feels a little like, based on everything I read in the first book, this doesn't read to me as 100% how this should go.
That's fair. It's like going back because, like you said, that kind of reminded me of Star Wars, like when all like the Dark Jedi like go off because they're like the
Mm-hmm.
Jedi Council, like kind of what Anakin did is like screw you, like you're kind of dumb, and then they fall to the dark side and do all their stuff. But like in Episode 3, where you know it's all going to happen, and then you
Mm-hmm.
have like the sweet fight scene, and then what they should have done, and this kind of goes back to storytelling because everything that I think of now goes back to Expedition 33. They're like, they force fed everything, and they're like, this is Luke, this is Leia, they are twins, we break them up. Like, there were some things where I think that they should have just been like, all right, yes, everyone knows what's going to happen anyway, but
Mm-hmm.
let's pretend that they don't. Like,
Yes.
let's like let
In a
Empire
movie,
Strikes
everything
Back.
is shown, right?
Yes.
And in a movie, everything is shown. But this is the movie version of show versus tell.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Like we've already seen that this happens in 4. You don't have to do you can let us sit in the moments of Episode 3, right?
Yeah.
We shouldn't be watching Luke and Leia be born and like splitting them up. We should be like sitting with Obi-Wan and his like deep betrayal from his
Yes.
Padawan.
Exactly.
You know what
Like,
I mean? That's where that movie should climax. We should focus on like Obi-Wan going to Tatooine on his own, right? We should
Yes.
skip the whole childbirth,
Yes.
and it should be those things, right?
like just let Padme die. Like let's skip that whole
Yeah.
part and then go just to the funeral
Actually,
on Naboo.
I don't even mind the Padme dying part, right?
Right.
Like that's fine to show she's a character in those 3 movies,
Yeah.
right? It's fine to have that her storyline end, but then I feel like we focus too long on what happens to Luke and Leia when we already know what happens
Yeah.
to Luke and Leia.
And like let that still be like let's pretend that these aren't prequels. Let's let Empire Strikes Back be like, yeah, Luke, I'm your father. Like
Exactly.
there you go.
Exactly. Don't because I think people who watch the prequels first into the original trilogy have a different experience because I have had that in other various series. Right? I don't think there's anything wrong with starting with the prequel and then moving into the original thing. You're getting a different experience, but not a bad one. But in that case, it's like if you already know, then that whole moment in Episode 5 doesn't really make sense
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, completely.
because you're only revealing it to Luke. And so you don't have to focus on it that much because we all already know. We've
Right.
known for movies.
We've known forever. I remember being a kid. I'm like, Dad, what? Dad, like, what does he mean? So, and I feel like that is like a storytelling issue right now. Kind of what you're saying with like those prequels is like, again, you already know, and then they just kind of fumble like because everyone already knows. Let's over explain it and screw up the story.
So let's because we're chatting a lot, which is great. But let's get on to Space Marine 2
Oh,
a little
yeah.
more specifically.
I forgot.
What mission of the story did you end on? Like, what's the last thing that happened story wise?
There were jetpacks. I think you just got the jetpack, and then I was like,
Okay.
I want to go blow things up again. So I like went back to the
Fair.
battle barge and was like, let's go grab my giant machine gun. But the jetpacks were cool. Like all the
Yes.
mechanics are super cool. And like gameplay wise, I love this game. I love like what they're doing. I like how you get all of your experience and then you upgrade your space marine and like you're getting battle hardens. Like I like kind of almost like lore behind that. But again, the story wasn't very strong, so I didn't care. I'm like, all right, I just want to go blow things up. And that replay value, even just playing quick play, super great. Going in, just like doing my thing, upgrading my machine gun guy, and then getting the armor. I'm like, yeah, kind of like when we were playing together, it was you don't need to do too much to start getting like cool armor unlocks. So
Hmm.
that's super cool. What did I end up going with? Because I wanted a hood, so I got the hood from one
I
of the
believe that's the
chapters.
yeah. I think that's the Dark
Yes,
Angels
it's
are
the
the
Dark
of like the
Angels.
Templar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm a sucker for a hood on armor, and really just a hood in general. That's why I like Assassin's Creed.
Do
It's the
they? I
hoods.
I didn't look into the Dark Angels. They might also have a cape option. They're usually like hooded capey figures,
Yes, they are.
right?
I
If
don't
you look,
know. I don't remember if I saw the cape.
the big Space Marine that I remember from that chapter is Azrael. If you like look up Azrael Space Marine, you can kind of get a view of
One moment, please.
what their vibe is.
Okay. Oh, is this him? Oh yeah. Actually,
Is it
I think I
dark
wanted.
green armor and
Yeah,
like
green armor with the red wings on top. But he's got a banner. See, I'm so out of Warhammer 40k lore because I was painting the undead space marines. I can't remember who they're called because they were green, and I wanted to paint more zombies because I wanted zombie colors.
the they're the Death Watch.
Are they the Death Watch?
Uh, yes, the green ones with Mortarion as the Primarch, I believe, because they're the like gross ones, right?
Yeah, they're super gross. They got like tentacles out of their bellies and whatnot.
Yeah, I believe it's either the Death Watch or Death Guard because there's normal Space Marines that are one,
Uh
and
huh.
then the Chaos Space Marines that are the other, and it's very close.
Huh.
But yeah, they're Death Watch or Death Guard, and I can't 100% remember which one. But yeah, they're Nurgle worshippers,
Yeah,
I think.
Nurgles. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know about that. Yeah, continuing to talk about this game that we're talking about. Clearly, I like it. I like and then I think they just added that siege mode when, like,
Yes.
literally as I was going into play. So we played that for a while, which is the firefight. That was hard.
Yeah, I appreciated how how challenging it was, right? Because we did the first we lost the first one because
Yes.
we both jumped in at level one. Um, and then we did the second one. We did the first 5 waves, which is like the first section of it done, right?
Yeah.
And then the second section was a huge jump.
Yeah,
Like
it
it
just
was
went
way harder.
way crazy. And I was like, I had someone streaming next to me because I like to just turn on streams, and there was Twitch drops too. And
Mm,
like, I think she was full. I don't even remember who it was. Sorry. Like full on. I think we're actually running the same stuff. And she was even saying, as I turned it on after we got done, it's like, yeah, it's super hard, but it's balanced. Like, it's not like completely in your face. Like, you could do it, but it's hard.
yeah. The only thing that I feel is slightly unfair is that it's a little too easy to get stun locked sometimes.
Yes, I was getting super stun locked.
Yeah, they're just a couple enemy types that if they're both on you, you just kind of get juggled until you're dead or until you get really lucky and roll away.
Hmm.
But yeah, otherwise I don't have any issue with it, right? Because you can't position yourself away from them 90% of the time.
Hmm. The 3-man teams, I think, keeps it balanced because I feel like if I had a fourth and you went off into pairs, you could probably
Mm,
pretty easily do it. But yeah, having that third and like having to stay together, and if one person goes off, like either they
yeah,
got to be a Billy badass and kill everything, or they're going to die. And like, if you're not communicating with everybody, and then because my dumbass, I play like a tank, like I always have. I just go in and start just mowing things down. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm the main hero here, and then there's no one around me, and I die.
yeah,
And that's always been my problem. That's why I can't play rivals correctly because I'm just like, heal me because I said.
yeah. Those team based games can get you sometimes if you wanna
Yeah.
go off and solo it.
I'm not good at team-based games. I try to be, but that's why I like Halo because you can still be a team and just go do your own thing. Because you don't have to worry
Mhm.
about healing. You just got to worry about killing things.
So I do recommend at some point you go back and finish the campaign. It is fun, and I do think that because you played the first one, so like
Yeah.
Titus is the same character from the first one, and you do get resolution from the first one at the end of the second one,
Okay.
which is a little annoying because I feel like most of the second game is just rehashing the same things in the first game,
Oh, really?
but at least it resolves this time.
Yeah, I played the first one years ago. I can't remember
I
because
think it came
it's
out in like 2007 or maybe 2009.
maybe I've
Gosh,
got
I
it.
can't remember.
Let me look. I know that they like got rid of it on Steam at one point. Like I've grandfathered in like what I have on Steam just because I've had it for so long. Let's see. Space Marine. I've got the anniversary edition. That's what I got.
Yeah,
Um,
I think that's what they did is because they upgraded everybody to the anniversary edition from the old one when it left.
okay, that makes sense.
Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100%, but I think that's what happened because I also have the anniversary edition, and that's definitely not the one I bought.
Yeah, I didn't buy the anniversary edition, but yeah, it says the last time I played it was July 11th, 2012.
Yeah.
So that's how long it's been since the first one. Wow.
Yeah, and they
2012.
remastered the first one just recently, and it's pretty fun. I know some people complained about it, but I played on Game Pass and didn't have to pay
Yeah, there you go.
for it, so I don't really have a concern about that.
Game Pass.
But I get it. I'm not saying that's not a concern. It's just not one that I had. I had a good time with it. It was still fun. It definitely is it's weirdly enough, it's a different type of game, right?
Mhm.
So it's a small difference, but it really changes the way you play. Is that in Space Marine 2, when you do a finisher, you get armor back.
Yes.
But in the original game, you get health back when you do a finisher. And you have to like charge into people to do a finisher. It's not just like hitting on them until you can grab them. You have to like do a special move to do it, right? So it's a little bit. I don't want to call it a fighting game because it's not, but it's got more fighting game mechanics in it.
Yeah, again, I haven't played it since 2012. I do vaguely remember it being like I wanted to use my chainsword more often than not. Because yeah, I think yeah, you're just kind of in the face of everything with that. And
Yeah.
this one, I'm definitely like trying to sit back more and just like snipe things or minigun them down because there's just hordes of everything. And the scale. This is actually what I want to start with for this game. The scale of this game is so good. It's just
Oh man.
absolutely massive. Like I completely appreciate that, and I think that they did use a lot more of like clearly modern technology. The game came out I don't know like a year ago maybe, and just I feel like a lot of games were missing that scale a lot of time. Like even Halo, like I feel like is missing scale. Like the Covenant should have like an army of grunts that just coming at me, just coming at face and just give me bigger weapons to deal with that. And then like the missions where they're just like swarming everything, you got them all coming up from the walls like zombie style. But you can still like get them off the walls if you like pay attention. So if you have like three people all focused on each wall, like you can actually keep them down a little bit until they overswarm you, and then you get all messed up. So the scale alone, I think, is epic. They did a great job with the scale.
A good way to deal with that, if you haven't, is if when you see them like conglomerating down there, chuck a grenade in.
Oh,
You'll
yeah.
kill like 100 of them, and they stop climbing the wall.
Yeah, you get three grenades, just pop, pop, pop. Yeah, I did do that, and yeah, I love that. It's fantastic. And then
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I still recommend you go through the campaign is because the cinematic moments in the multiplayer are cool, but like the single player ones are designed to be like insane.
Yes,
They're wild.
yeah, and all the cinematic moments are super cool, which are where you get the Doom stuff too. Because like I haven't played too many Dooms. I think I played Doom 64, which clearly was not very cinematic.
Yeah. I'm specifically referring to the modern Dooms, Doom 2016,
Yeah.
Doom Eternal. Though it's a very like in your face, brutal
Yes.
type of game, right? While being quite fast paced.
Yes. And like there's some of those like with the giant gun and like the first mission I can't remember, and it's just like charging up and then just blows up and like that's super cool. Like I sat back, I had it on my TV, and it was like yes, I like that. So I really like what they did with that. Because even in like movies, I feel like they've been toning it down. Like Lord of the Rings, great scale in Lord of the Rings, but then like Harry Potter was like 20 versus 20. And then you have like Twilight, which is like 8 versus 8. I'm like, no, I don't want that. I wanted, yeah, I said Twilight. But like, no, like I want even again, back to Star Wars, like an Old Republic of just like 1,000 Jedi versus 1,000 Dark Jedi. I want that scale because it's just brutal.
I think, honestly, a good example of scale does come from Star Wars. I think, as bad as Attack of the Clones is overall, that Battle of Geonosis, in terms of just scale, is very cool. The way it like starts in the Coliseum, and then there's all the jetting, like, oh, that's sick. And then there's the war outside of that, and you're like, oh my
It
god.
just keeps going, and it just gets
It was
bigger and
like
bigger
that
and
was
bigger and
very
bigger.
well done,
Yeah,
right?
that's a good
And
scene.
I agree. Scale is definitely missing from a lot of these games that are supposed to feel like really climactic world, like you're saving a world.
Uh huh.
And it's like, okay, and then you killed 30 guys.
Yeah, just I got there. Helldivers 2, same thing with the scale. I think Helldivers 2 does a fantastic job of that as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying like I have so many just roguelikes in my library that I'm looking at. Whatever happened to Back for Blood? I feel like the scale on that zombie game was pretty good.
It was all right. It was like Left 4 Dead but worse, but you can still go play Left 4 Dead, so just
That's true.
go play Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, Left 4 Dead zombie game. That was a good one. Left 4 Dead zombie game. I have.
I'm surprised more things haven't like aped that game style. There are some, like while we're talking about Warhammer,
Uh-huh.
Vermintide 2 and Darktide for 40k are basically Left 4 Dead in Warhammer.
I've played Vermintide. I feel like I vaguely remember playing the shit out of that. I can't remember my
Yeah,
class. I
but
can't.
I mean that's basically what those games are. Like if you like Left 4 Dead, you can go play those, and they're that but Warhammer.
Huh. I might have to go back and play that.
So what are some negatives you have about the game? What are some things that you wish they do better or that you just don't like?
Um. Okay, so I played the minigun guy, which it's probably a balance thing, but I feel like the parry isn't snappy enough. Does that make sense? Like I see blue thing,
Yeah.
I see thing come
Mhm.
at me, I hit parry, I get smacked in the face by alien. Like what's the timing? Like it doesn't give me a good job of timing. Like in games that the Jedi series with the parries for that very snappy.
Mhm.
Like I know exactly when I need to parry and like all right I messed that up when I know I messed it up. But like that's one thing. Like I don't know if I messed that up or not. Like what was I mid animation? There's like nothing.
How did parries feel for you in Expedition 33?
Great. They felt fantastic.
Incredible. So I have the exact opposite experience of you. I think that the parries in Space Marine 2 are really easy and really intuitive. And I thought that the parries in Expedition 33 are fucking obtuse as hell sometimes.
I mean, they're definitely more wild and more random, but because for those that don't know, I was an audio engineer for a very long time. So like the first thing I listen to, but the first thing I do like in anything is like listen to it. Obviously, I've got these sweet headphones. Thanks for the. Do we use the same ones? Because I know you told me to get
Uh,
these.
they're both Sennheiser. I think mine are 560s and yours are 590s. I don't know what the difference is. I just know that I recommended those to you because they were slightly cheaper than the ones I got over here, which were slightly cheaper than that brand over.
Oh, heard.
Like, yeah, they're basically comparable. These were cheaper over here and those were cheaper over
Oh,
there.
fair. So yes, I always listen to it, and then I found in Expedition 33 like there's a hint like in the audio, so like I synced up my finger with the
Yeah,
audio, so that's why that's so good for me. But I feel like in Space Marine it's all visual, and I think that's my issue.
I evaluation is 100% correct, and that's why because I have hearing problems.
That's
I've
fair.
had them my whole life, and so the visual cues in Expedition 33 are not accurate.
No,
Like I
not at
think some
all.
of them are designed to be misleading, and some of them aren't and are just wrong. Whereas Space Marine, since there's like no, well, not, I won't say no. There is some audio, but it's hard to hear because there's 100
There's
other
a
things
bajillion
fighting
things
you.
happening.
But as soon as I see that blue, I know that if I hit parry, I'm gonna fucking catch that thing and kill it.
That's fair. Which like I
Right?
tried to do it, but again I'm so focused in on like 1,000 things in front of me. Unless I
Mm-hmm.
have that audio cue to be like, all right, cool, great, Perry, let's go.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the same thing in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Like I think there was like a visual and an audio cue. So I like because I've got let me pull up my because I've got all the paddles on my controller. So like I
Oh
do
yeah, yeah.
all my blocking like with
Where's
these
that? Shout
fingers.
it out.
Oh, this is an OG Xbox One controller with a Alienware. I don't know. I've had it forever. It's like an Alienware add-on to it. I don't know if it says it on here. Let me look because I do and I really like this. It's like a $50 piece. Not even 50. It's a Collective Minds Xbox One Strike Pack Eliminator, and it just goes on the back of my Xbox One controller. and then that's what I use for all of my PC gaming because I am an Xbox controller boy. Because I always
Yeah.
have been, because we always have been Xbox people, and I have a PlayStation 4, but this just feels so good to me. Like this is like the pinnacle of controllers, and this is what I use
I
for all my blocking, just like
100%
this.
agree. The ergonomics on the Xbox controller is for me not beatable so far.
No,
Like
I agree.
the PS4 and PS3 and PS2 controllers not good. They hurt my hands.
I agree. They're weird
I
oblong. I've got to do like one of these. I don't. Let me find
Yep.
it.
It's one of the reasons that I had a PS2. That was like my first like big console
Mm-hmm.
that I had a PlayStation 1, but I didn't care. Uh,
It's fair.
I feel bad saying that, but I thought I cared and I didn't. But the PS2 had a bunch of games that I liked playing.
Yes, I agree.
But literally my hands hurt afterwards, and that was when I was a kid and they were smaller and like it fit better. Um, the PS5 controller is not bad,
I mean, because yeah, it's
but that's
getting close to this. Like you have
yeah,
kind
but
of
the
that
stick
same.
placement is still off for me.
Yeah.
I like that with their asymmetrical like they are on the Xbox. That feels
Yeah.
much more natural for my
Because
hands.
even like doing it here, because you got the D-pad and everything. I've got my
Hmm.
thing mirrored, so yeah, the D-pad here. But yeah, this just feels right, and I just enjoy playing RPGs with my Xbox controller. I think I've had this controller for probably 12 years. It still works
Yeah, I think that's right.
from like
If you got it
yeah,
with the Xbox One, yeah.
yeah, and it's wow, it hasn't broke or anything. This is like OEM too. I've had it forever. Wow, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Yeah, because I got my Xbox One X controller downstairs, and yeah, for sure. My Xbox One blew up way before my controller did, and I put hours on this thing. I need to clean it. Ew, I never
Oh
actually.
yeah, I know. That's the worst thing about my older ones is that they've got so much stuff in them. I have to clean them all the time.
Yes.
I have a white one from the Xbox One era that still works, but it looks so gross because it was white and now just through usage and time it's yellow, and I just can't bring myself to use it anymore.
Yeah, I miss my 360 controller because that was like one. I think it was like a Target exclusive or something. And it had like some graffiti on the side. And it was white, and then I had the little the pad here because we you know with the texting and all
Hmm.
that. Oh man, what good days? What were we talking about? Oh yeah, parrying. So yes, I parry with
Yeah.
my finger. So that's like I audio cue and then finger, and that's how I do everything. So I can like stay in combat and like all right, parry, parry. Same thing over here. So yes, the parrying system I hate. Everything else, I'm trying to think. Like it didn't crash on me.
No, it's solid. It runs smooth. It's a
Yeah.
little. I think it's a little intensive, but for the scale of it, I think that sort of makes sense. It's more demanding than I thought it would be.
See, I think
But
it's
otherwise,
actually less demanding. I'm not saying my computer's great. I think I run like a 3060 graphics card, but I also think that like having a what,
sorry, maybe demanding is the wrong. I guess what I'm referring to specifically, the loading times are much longer than I
okay,
thought they would be.
that's fair. That's fair. There,
Yeah, I think I just misspoke. It's the loading times that are bad because I play it on the One X and they're terrible.
okay. See, I
Play
play
it on
everything.
PC, they're
Yeah,
long, but they're not that bad.
yeah,
But
because I
the
play everything on
Xbox
PC.
is rough, and the Xbox loads most things pretty snappily.
Nice. Yeah, I don't have one of the new Xboxes, so I do all of my gaming on my PC, like all of it, which is nice
Yeah.
because it's on Game Pass, so I can just bring it over and it's good to go. So
Mhm.
my PC is a glorified Xbox, which is why I still use my old school controller. So I'm trying to think my computer doesn't run too hot. Like I think Dragon Ball Z probably ran hotter, but it was also before I updated my hard drive. I'm trying to think. Like it wasn't too bad. Like I didn't like. Oh my god, I'm getting scorched here. Because like E33, like that ran hot. So like
Mhm.
I had to turn my fan on and open a window to play that game. Yeah, it didn't run too hot. So like I think like compatibility wise or performance wise, everything works pretty well. Um,
Yeah.
just story didn't grip me, and I'm like really big on story, which is why I stopped playing the new Assassin's Creed game, which will segue into bro, I want to make you check out this other game. Overall, I think it's a good game. Like it was made with, I think love, like the people that made this
Yes.
game like either A, play 40K, or B, just enjoy making video games. So I can tell that for sure. Like it wasn't thrown together by any means. I just think that whoever, sorry if I'm talking shit on whoever wrote the story for it, just like maybe was like a book writer but didn't know how to write for a video game. Does that make sense?
No, I don't want to. I don't know who the writer was, and I'm not criticizing their work because the story is serviceable, right? It's
So
not
yeah,
a
that's fair.
bad story. And I think you're actually at the point where it might get a little more interesting because if I remember correctly, you said you hadn't seen Chaos show up yet.
Yes, I've not seen the chaos show up yet.
Yeah, so you might get a little more interested once Chaos shows up because instead of having just like a faceless enemy, you now have like antagonists,
Okay, that's fair.
and that might help.
Let me also see.
But yeah, I do think it is the weakest part of the game,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I think a lot of that is truly, for me at least, because I played the first one.
That's fair.
Right, and so since I played the first one, I'm watching the same character do the same story beats a second time.
That's
and
fair.
that's not usually what you want to see.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But I'm excited for the third one because of how the second one ended, right? Because the second one resolved in the same place as the first one, and like we know we're getting a third one right away. Well, not right away, but very soon. I'm very excited to see what the story is in number 3 because I thought the ending of number 1 was quite interesting, and I was excited to see what happened, and then it just reverted, right?
They're like, nah. Because yeah, I did remember like him doing all that stuff, and they're like, "All right, you're no longer Death Watch." I'm like, "Okay, well, what was the point of that?"
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe, but yeah, overall, like it was a positive experience. Like I do enjoy the game. I will eventually go through and do the story, or finish
Also,
the story.
as speaking to the your point about it being a loved game, like we just saw the Siege update. They've announced that there are more updates coming that I believe should be free. There's a new multiplayer class coming,
Oh,
the Tech Marine, which sounds awesome.
oh, that sounds great. I want to do more of that.
Some more balances, new guns. Like I'm like they're still working on it, and that's super super cool.
That is true.
I
do
appreciate
it.
anytime developers are like, we're going to stick with this game, not because it's a live service game, not because it's still generating a ton of money for us, though they do have DLC and stuff. I'm not saying they don't, but like the fact that they're like, here are more free updates that are improving what the game offers you is nice. Like anytime a developer is doing that, I appreciate that. That's great.
Even talking about the DLC, like the paid DLC is cosmetics. I'm very okay with that. Like Fortnite does it, they make a bajillion dollars. I wish more games would do that. As we talk about Marvel Snap later, which is the game we play mostly, and they don't do that. I just appreciate games that are like, yes, we have paid DLC. If you want this character
they
pack,
do that. They just also do other stuff, which is the problem.
Yeah, you're right. So
right, like if all they did was that, we wouldn't be complaining.
You're not wrong. So yeah, like Space Marine here, I'm like, oh yeah, if you want your colors in your pack, you still have to play the game to do it and unlock and all that good stuff. But they're like, yeah, this is the paid DLC, just wasn't there and it's cosmetic. So if you want it, basically buy your Space Marine and paint it, which again is what they do in real life. If you want your Space Marine, you get your Space Marine, then you buy the paint, then you paint it. Like you actually have to put in the work. So like even in like a real life lore sense, yeah, whatever. You're doing the same thing. Like you're buying your model and then you're putting in the time to make your model yours. So like in my own headcanon, I'm like that's the same thing, which I'm okay with. Sure. And even then, I think it was like $5 for the whatever angels, the death angels. I can't remember all the things, but
there's a bunch of angels, man.
Yeah, there's so many angels. So like I wanted whites. I'm like, you know what, screw it. I'll do $5 for the hood in the white color. Boom.
Yeah.
So it's actually cheaper than the paint.
White. If you like the white armor Space Marines, I believe those are the motorcycle ones. They ride motorcycles and shit. I can't remember what they are. Are they the white scars? Maybe
that sounds right.
But there is a chapter of white.
Yes.
Of white armored Space Marine.
Yes, there is. Which white is my color because it's my last name. So it's always been white. Period. No, yeah. So overall, very, very positive experience with Space Marine. I enjoyed it. I will definitely play it more. And if I get Tech Marines, I'm definitely going to go all in on that. And right. I like the Siege.
So you like doing ratings. So yes. I'm going to give you out of 5, not out of 10. Out of 5. What's your rating out of 5?
Okay, so just so you know my regular ratings, and for people that also see, like 7 is my serviceable, because like I feel like there's a smaller gap between like a 10 and like okay, as like you can get into garbage tier like a lot deeper, if that makes sense. So like 7 is like my like this is good, which would be I guess 3,
like a 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5 on a scale. So I'm going to give this and then for more because we haven't done this too many times, I'm like E33 is a 5. Period. So
okay.
That's my 5. And then I'm going to do everything based off of everything. So like multiplayer, I'm going to give like a 4.5. So I'm going to give this a 4.2 because I'm going to make up my own scale and not
Okay.
do solid
I'm I'm
numbers.
I'm fine with points. That's how a lot of people do, like a 4.5 out of 5. You see that all the time in ratings. I don't know. Out of 10 makes me go back to my life in the service industry when you would pass out servicing, like, you'd have to give out the survey to people, and anything other than a 10, you're fucked.
That's true. Yeah,
Right?
the
I
corporate
don't
bosses
like
don't
that.
care.
I think that rating scales, you should use the full scale. It shouldn't be 10 is good, everything else bad. Like if you get a 9, that should be great service.
That's
It's not
fantastic.
saying that you are perfect, but that's incredible service,
Oh
right?
yeah, and no, I completely agree with that because like for me, like a 10 is impossible in a service. Like just we'll just like pretend like 10's impossible. So 9 is
Absolutely.
like very good. No, I completely agree with that scale, which is why like 7 is like my acceptable range. Like it's good. Like it's good. Like it's a. I'm just trying to think of like let's just go to food at this point. Like a double cheeseburger McDonald's. Like that's a 7. Like it's good. It's not bad. But like a Big Mac is like an 8. You know, and the quarter pounder is like a 9. Like, but also I like a Big Mac more than a quarter pounder for different reasons. So like,
Right.
there's no such thing as a 10 cheeseburger except for at Culver's. I think a Culver's cheeseburger is a 10 out of 10.
Yo, we got some dope cheeseburgers over here. I've had some 10 cheeseburgers.
Oh man, I'd love a good 10 cheeseburger. In and Out, just it's up there. In and Out's like a 9, especially on a good day. It's the first place I look
Mm-hmm.
for as soon as I like land on
Double
a plane.
double.
Oh yeah. Okay, how do we devolve into this? So yeah, that's my rating
Rating
scale.
scales. They're bad.
Yeah, I mean they're not good. It's all subjective, so that's why I wanted to like explain mine first. So
Yeah.
like I'm giving it a 4.2, which is higher than a 3.5. So it's like it's better than normal, if that makes sense. Like just a
Yeah.
game. Like Tears of the Kingdom, I would probably give like a 4.5.
Okay.
So there's
I
some
Using your rating scale and your comparisons, I would say to set the baseline, you said Expedition 33 is a 5 out of 5 for you, right?
yes, 100%.
I would give that a 4 out of 5, a
Okay,
4.5 out of 5.
okay,
Like excellent game. Excellent game. But I don't know if I'll leave it in, but we talked about how I think the third act is a little
yes,
weak.
yeah,
Um, so I think I am pretty on par with you. I would give Space Marine like a 4 somewhere, like maybe a 4 point, not quite a 4.5, but yeah, 4 to 4.3 somewhere in
yeah,
there. I'm a little vague on that, but yeah, it's an excellent game.
yes,
It's
completely.
totally worth your money. Uh, Maybe not if you have to pay like $70 for it, because some games are starting to cost that. But like if you get it on sale or even at 60, it's in great value. You're
Oh
gonna
yeah,
have a ton of
100%.
fun. You're gonna get 150 hours of gameplay out of it if you like it, which you probably will, because it's good.
It's good. No, I completely agree. Yeah, I'm not trying to bash on it by saying, "Oh, it's not a 5 out of 5." No, it's a fantastic game. If you like
Mhm.
40K, you're gonna love that. If you love painting miniatures, you're gonna love making miniature.
If you don't like 40K, you'll probably still enjoy it if you like video games.
That's true.
It's like I can't emphasize enough that like the 40K spice on top that is like the universe you're playing in is quite fun. But if this was a game where you're playing like stick figures hitting other stick figures, it'd still be really
That's
fun.
that's true. There's probably a mod for that somewhere. No, I completely agree. Yes, the IP helps it, but it doesn't define it. If that makes sense.
Exactly. Perfectly said.
Very good. Very good. So, well, I don't think we have too much more to say on that, do we? Great game, great multiplayer.
No,
I
I
enjoyed it. Go
great
play
game,
it.
super fun. Yeah. So
Um,
what are we doing next?
bro, I need you to check out Ghost of Tsushima.
All right, I
That's
can do
that's
that.
what we're gonna check out.
You we'll ask why for the specifics later, but you did specifically mention comparison to Assassin's Creed. So can you talk about the Assassin's Creed comparison
Yes.
here, and then we'll talk about full things why you like the game itself after.
Yeah. So I remember playing this game, and this was years ago when it first came out. Super hyped. Everyone loved it, and I'm like, all right, whatever, I'll go play it. But then it gave me Assassin's Creed vibes, and I was like, okay, so this is like Assassin's Creed in feudal Japan. And then we got Assassin's Creed in feudal Japan, and I hated it, which is a big deal for me because I love Assassin's Creed. It is your Halo. It's like this is my
Yeah,
franchise. I love it. I've
I can
got
confirm he's never said a bad thing about an Assassin's Creed game until now. I was truly surprised when he said he didn't like Shadows, because most of the reviews I've seen have been pretty good about it.
it had no soul, and that was my issue. It had no soul. It was a beautiful game. It's cool. Had no soul. So thinking back on it, like Ghost of Tsushima is what Shadows could have been. So that is why, bro, you need to check out Ghost of Tsushima.
All right. Cool, cool, cool. I will. I will. With that said, thanks everybody for watching. Go check out Space Marine 2 if you haven't. Let us know how you think about it. And then, you know, if you haven't played Ghost of Tsushima, like me, because I just didn't, go play it so you can know what we're talking about next time we do this in 2 weeks. I think, yeah,
yeah,
we'll
two
probably do
weeks.
2 weeks again. That
Yeah.
seems fine.
So that was a fucking lie.
We'll leave links for all the things, probably the books. You'll have to send them to me so I can do it. Like the books we talked
Oh, yeah,
about.
I'll pop them in.
So we'll throw all that down in the links so you guys can follow along and play together, and we
Yeah.
can talk about things in the comments and whatnot. So, yes.
Cool.
Until then, I hope you enjoy Ghost of Tsushima. I will continue playing Space Marine 2 and actually beat the campaign. But yeah, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.